go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues
Do you bleed blue? If you do, this is the show for you. The Bluenote Fan Report, hosted by
the Hawaii Blues fan. Aloha! This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and welcome to the Bluenote Fan Report. The season is winding down. 7 games left. Big road trip to New York City. New York City! Yeah, New York City. Blues face the Rangers tonight and the Devils tomorrow. These 2 games are where the Blues will determine whether or not they want to win the division. Wait a minute, I'm getting ahead of myself. I haven't told you what you need to do. Well, what do the people need to do? Yeah, what do the people need to do? They need to subscribe. Yes, they need to subscribe to the channel. Well, then what do they have to do? Ding, 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 ding. That's right. And after they ring that bell, ring like you do. Like the video. That's right. You gotta like the video. And you know, I got a contest running. That's right. John Hefner, you know, his late uncle Hugh. Yeah, okay. He can believe that all he wants. His dad, Big Jim, collected these cards while John was deployed. Jim has passed, and in his memory, we're giving these cards away to 2 people. I'm going to put the rules up here in a moment. If you want to win them, I'm not putting the questions up in this show. You have to go watch the live show that I did, and that's where the questions are. The link to the live show will be down in the description. I will definitely make sure I put that, or I'll try and make sure I remember and I put it up here, the little eye. You can click and go to it. Go to there, answer the questions, answer all of them, and get your entries. Got till the end of the season. Win those cards. Win the cards. Yes, you can win the cards. Win the cards. Okay, enough of that stuff. So, what I was talking about a little bit earlier is this. I said about 2 weeks ago, I thought the Blues, I made this bold prediction, the Blues would win the division. Well, you know what? It's here. We're 4 points out. Last night, Winnipeg played the Islanders and did their best Blues impression. Yep, that's right. They had 3 separate 2-goal leads and blew them all. Lost the game with less than a minute to go. Thank you, Winnipeg. Their Blues are 4 points back of the Winnipegs with a game in hand, and they're 2 points back of the Predators with the game in hand. The Predators play tonight. We win, they lose. Second place is ours. This team is doing what good teams do. They gel at the right time. I love it about them. Now, let's be all for the fan. Well, it seems like forever ago, but back on Monday, the Blues played the Golden Knights for the 6th time in their existence. And For the 6th time, the Blues have never lost in regulation. Yay, Blues! They also haven't lost in the Enterprise Center. They're 3-0. This was a pretty good game, even though the score doesn't show it. Very early on, both teams tried to play puck control. Both teams tried to play aggressive. Both goalies made good, big saves. However, with about 5 minutes gone in the first period, Barbashev comes through and makes it 1-0 for the Blues. Short while later, Wild Bill Carlson ties up the game on a power play goal. Power play goal, this one to me was a little iffy. I could have gone either way on whether or not the Bennington train should have had it. I'll give it to Bennington that it was a power play goal. It was well placed. He was screened. You know, to me, 50-50. And then the man of the year, in my opinion, goes and does what he's been doing all year. He puts the Blues on top of his shoulders, skates in, and puts in a beauty with less than 2 minutes to go in the first period. Or second period. 2 minutes to go in the second period. That's it. 2 minutes to go in the second period, and this game is tied. All right, we're in the lead, 2-1. Man, I'm just rambling. Rambling man, why don't you settle down? Hawaii ain't your kind of town. There ain't no team and there ain't nobody like me. I'm the fan and the man from St. Louis. Well, now that I went on that tangent, let's move on. And so O'Reilly makes it 2-1. Goes into the third period, and the Blues play really good puck control. They kind of keep that game bottled up, and then in a kind of freak incident, puck hits Sanford in the chest and goes in, and it's 3-1 Blues. Now, there's something about this game that a lot of people don't realize, that Malcolm Subban started because Marc-Andre Fleury, the Flower, has been injured, and Knights fans give Subban almost as much grief, as we give Jake Allen. And Subban didn't play bad. Now, there was another game here against the Avalanche where he did play bad, but against the Blues, Subban played pretty good. It was a good game all around, and this game ended a 4-game homestand, 4-0. Really good. Blues Twitter and Blues multimedia have been going absolutely, our social media have been going absolutely good. And one of the things that everyone keeps bringing up is on January 1st, the Blues were in last place. That is not a true statement. In January 1st, the Blues had 34 points, but they only had 37 games. Everyone else in the league had played 1 to 6 games more than them, with at that point the Knights had played 42 games. So what the NHL does, and you don't see the statistic a lot, but the NHL uses percentage of points earned. And percentage of points earned, which is a better telling for how well you've played in the games and where you stand per games played, the Blues were actually about 24th. I haven't been able to actually look at it. I kind of did an eyeball. So they weren't really in last place. And even then, Ottawa had played 40 games and had 34 points. So we were not. By points, yes, but that's one of them eye things. That's one of them twists that makes you think that one thing. Sorry about looking at the phone. I have a special guest that I'm hoping to get on here for About the Fan, and I was kind of checking on that. So that was something to think about. Now, the next thing is, I've had a few talks with some of my Blues friends and some of the people that do podcasts and things like that. And I was on Let's Go Blues Radio. They let anybody come on, so it wasn't something special. And one of the guys that had on there, I think his name was Zed. Sorry, ADHD going bust again. And Zed had said that he agrees with me that he thinks the Blues will take the division, but he didn't agree with me with O'Reilly as a Hart candidate. And we had a little bit of a discussion, and I want to put something out. Okay, To me, the heart is the guy that means the most to his team. And in some ways, just at a face value, that's Ovechkin. Ovechkin means more to that team than anybody else. But I think if you take Ovechkin off that team, even with his 50 goals, they're still a playoff team. They're not battling for the division, but they're still a playoff team. And it's close. That's a coin flip in my eyes, too. He is, and his off-the-ice leadership is immeasurable. You cannot measure that, and that's why that's one's so hard for me. But when you look at the main Hart candidates this year, Patrick Kane from Chicago, Kucherov from Tampa Bay, and Connor McDavid from Edmonton. And you look at all their things and all their, first of all, Connor McDavid and Patrick Kane are not going to be in the playoffs. So their skills did not help their teams make the playoffs. To me, they're out. What does it matter if they're on the team or not? Kucherov is a different story. The difference here is, I said, if you take him off, they still win the President's Cup. Zed disagreed with me. Well, right as of this filming, Tampa Bay is 12 or 11 games, and my brain flipped on me, ahead of Boston, the next team. That spread. Yeah, that much. And I asked, do you think that Kucherov is worth 12 games? And he said yes. And I said, well, wait a minute. Connor McDavid's only 9 points back. Is he worth that many games? They're not even in the playoff race. And he said, oh. So that's my point there, is that I just think O'Reilly, if you took him off this team early in the season when this team wasn't gelling, this team loses enough games that they're not in this playoff run. They're not in the playoffs. That's my opinion. That's how I think about it. Now, the other awards that I think are going to happen, dead on, no matter what, O'Reilly will be up for the Selkie, and Lance Ducati from the Drop Podcast brought up the Lady Bing. I'm with him on that one. I think he's got a shot at the Lady Bing. I didn't think about that, but I'm with him on that one. I said the Hart, and I don't think that's going to happen. I just found out that Bo Meester is up for the Masterson Award, which is for perseverance in hockey. I think the way his season started and how bad Blues fans treated him and the fact that he's playing the way he's playing, Bo Meester, way to go. The Jack Adams Award, Coach of the Year, Berube should be up for that. Do I agree with that? No. Do I think he should be Coach of the Year? No. Will he be? Probably not, but he's going to be up for the award. My personal preference. There's things about Berube that I've talked about on the show that still haunt me, and I have a feeling that it's going to haunt us in the playoffs, but I'm not going to jinx us. Flag's upside down. That's one of the reasons I'm not going to jinx us. Bennington. Bennington should be one of the top three for the Calder. He will not win it. He has not played long enough. Right? And then this is the one that I think most Blues fans are going to take out the daggers and start throwing them at their computers. Are they going to throw their computers or throw their phones? Armstrong should be up for GM of the Year. And not for the moves he made so much for the moves he didn't make. He had the foresight and the iron will to sit back and say, you know what? I'm the architect of this. This is what I built. I gave it to this contractor and he failed me. I gave it to a new contractor and it's up to the new contractor to make it work. Well, as much as I don't like Berube, he's done that. He has made it work. It takes a lot of cojones to sit where your team was and say, I'm not making a move. At the midseason report, just before the All-Star break, Julian Fisher did one of her videos about a report card for the Central, and she had the Blues going, anybody want Tarasenko? Anybody want Shin? I'll trade anybody. Well, you know what? I'm glad nobody listened to us because we're right where we should be. Tonight's game against the Rangers, and I'm checking again to see if my special guest is called. Hopefully, it'll call very shortly. The Blues are at Madison Square Garden. I don't know what our all-time record there is. I could have looked it up, but I'm going with my heart today. I'm going with my feel. And Mike, Dante, and me have talked a lot, and Mike goes, you know, if you do that, you get the score pretty close. And I'm right, and he's right, and I do. I'm looking at this game, and if the Blues have scoreboard watch, and I'm pretty sure they have, and as long as they haven't gone out in New York and party and just said focused, this is our game. We lost on December 31st at the Enterprise Center. I was there. 2-1. Heartbreaking loss. We should have won that game, but the offense wasn't clicking. Our offense is clicking. All 4 lines. We are rolling 4 lines. And if you look at every team that's in the NHL right now, I don't think of another team that's rolling 4 lines. 1, 2, maybe 3, but nobody's rolling 4. Nobody's got 4 lines contributing. That is huge. Huge. Huge, he says. Huge. Yes, it is. Roll 4 lines. Pennington in goal is my guess. Let him play strong. I think the Rangers are going to go with their backup, and his name slips me at the moment. But right now, I see this as the catalyst to the Blues taking in the division. As long as they take care of their business the next 6 games and have another 10-game win streak. Yes, I know as hard as that sound, hard as that seem it may be, really it's not. This team can win the division. Blues win this game convincingly 5-1. That's my take. That's what I'm sticking to. And now, let's move into my favorite part of the show. It's time to be all about the fan. Okay, Blues fans, this is my favorite segment. This is where I get to be all about the fans. And I told you earlier that I was hoping to have a special guest. Well, I got him. The Blues are in New York for 2 games against the Rangers and the Devils. And there is a group in New York of St. Louis Blues fans. And they have a bar that they meet at that is now a Blues bar. The Blues did a little segment about them with Chris Kerber on their website. I've been on them with Twitter for about 2 years now, here and there. And I have Miss Alice Dunaway, one of the starters of the group, with me today. Alice, thank you for joining me on the Bluenote Fan Report.
No, thank you.
Well, it's great to have you here. I know you only got a little bit of percentage on your phone left, so we'll do this as quick as possible. How did you start this group, and what's the name of the bar that you're at?
So I'm currently standing outside Wood Nails. It is in the West Village in New York City. I didn't actually start it. The St. Louis Blues fan group in New York had sort of been floating around for a while. We had been bar hopping from place to place. And what happened was, it was during the playoffs, after we had Game 7 against Chicago, where a lot of us actually met at Triona's bar in New York, which is a Blackhawks bar, and we really didn't get the friendliest reception. And so a local at Wood Nails was like, hey, just come to Wood Nails. The guys say that they'll put the sound on and they'll give us some drink specials, and we haven't really left since. So the playoffs against Dallas, the second round, were where we first got started, and we really became a family. And from there, I really realized that we had a great community, and we sort of worked with the bar ownership to just start a regular partnership where we could do regular game meetups, regular watch parties, and just have a lot of fun.
Sounds a little bit like the Bluenote Bar and Grill in Maryland Heights. If you ever get out there, that is the Blues bar to go to. So I know you're there now. Can you take us in and show us the party that started?
Yeah, of course. So we actually have a ton of people here right now. It is about 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. And there's a ton of Blues fans inside right now, actually. It's a bit dark, but oh god.
We'll make it work. Don't worry about it being dark. Hey, Blues fans! Aloha from Hawaii and the Bluenote Fan Report on YouTube.
Yeah. And let's go Blues!
Let's go Blues! Oh, that's a nice looking place.
So definitely a place that you come in and you see Blues fans from all over the country, even if you aren't even from St. Louis, but you become a Blues fan along the way. It's become a great experience. It really is a home away from home. We serve English pizza, toasted ravioli. We have all of your Bud Light puppets. We're actually a member of the This Far Beach Food program, so we get a lot of swag from St. Louis, and we do a lot with Blues for Kids. So not only are we really sort of giving back to communities that we left, but we've also made a community here. Some of my best friends I've made through this bar.
That's cool. Actually, my daughter and her girlfriend currently live in New York. I sent
Really?
her, they live in Harlem, so I sent her the link to this, so I'm hoping that she'll get to show up there sometime soon. What a
Oh, wow,
great
that's
place. I
amazing.
love
Yeah,
seeing all the Blues fans there. Parashinko jersey, aloha!
Yeah. So it's a really just great sort of community. It's a lot of fun. And it's great to have people just visiting on the daily. I mean, even if there isn't a game going on, you can always sort of find, even if there's not a game going on, you can always come here and you can always just chill out, hang with your friends, and it's a great environment. I mean, I worked here for a year. I really made a lot of really great connections that way, and this is really my home away from home in New York.
Alice, what's the name of your group on Facebook?
So the name of our group on Facebook is STL Blues Fans in NYC. We also have a page called St. Louis Blues Fans in New York City.
So, St. Louis Blues fans in New York City, congratulations, you're the Bluenote Fan Report's fan of the game for the Rangers game.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and I know your bone's running out, so I hope I get to talk to you again soon, and I hope you'll friend me on Facebook, and I'll send you the link to the show once it's out.
Yes, and if you guys ever have any questions, just feel free to reach out to us. We're a really responsive group of friendly St. Louisans, so we do have opinions on the bagels, though.
Aloha!
Aloha, thank you.
Wow, Blues fans, that was a lot of fun. Bunch of Blues fans in New York City. God, I love it. So now let's move on to my tattoo of the game. This tattoo I've had for a while and I haven't used it. Been some things here and there, but you know what? Better late than never. This beautiful blues trumpet is on Danny Weiss. He had it done at Iron Age Tattoo by Jason, and I'm probably going to say this last time wrong, Benet, and if I did, I apologize. This tattoo is the 90s style blues trumpet. I wore this, I have this jersey. I actually love this, and I wish they would do more with this. Busting out of his leg, and you can see the blue blood dripping down his leg. This is a neat tattoo. I've had other trumpets, and I had one other one I wanted to go with this, but unfortunately the owner didn't get back with me in time, and I'll show that one at a later date. But this just, I got to tell you, when you see the colorful ones, you wonder, man, how much that had to take to get done and how dedicated of a fan you are to get that much work done. This one is intricate, lot of detail, a lot of detail. I don't know what else I can say about this, but Danny, thank you. Thank you so much for letting me highlight this, and I'm sorry it took me a little bit to get it out there, but Danny, congratulations on having your tattoo of the game. For pet of the game. This is a special one. It might even bring a few tears. I've actually shown this pet on the show before, but he's never been highlighted. This is Zeus. Now, Zeus wasn't really owned, he was rescued. Chris Thompson, who was fan of the game on his birthday when we did the live show, is really big into rescuing pets, and he has all kinds of rescues in his house, and he tries to find houses for them. I know that Zeus is kind of a pit bull mix. I'm not sure what all he is, but he was injured. He had a bunch of puncture wounds in him. No one thought he was going to make it. Chris nursed him to life, nursed him to health. And once he was nursed and back to health, Chris made this video.
Zeus eating his breakfast. He keeps trying to stand up. Hi, buddy. Want to come back in your crate? Sit. Shake. Good boy.
Chris was looking to get Zeus adopted. What Chris never expected was for Zeus's original family to contact him and say, "Oh my God, that's our dog. Can we have him back? Please, we were so worried about what happened to him." They moved, and before they moved, he got out on him and they couldn't find him. As of this moment, Zeus is on an airplane flying to meet his new owners. I'm not going to post where he's going to. I don't think that's fair to him or the owners because I haven't talked to them directly. But Chris, you do amazing work, and for that, and your support of me is great. Look for a new opening that Chris, or closing that Chris has helped do. Chris has a company where he does aerial pictures of Hawaii. I'll put a link down here. I'll try and get it down here. If not, I'll do it on the next show. I'm running late. I got to get the show out. But Chris, when you do something like this, that makes you special. And in my eyes, that makes you 006. Congratulations, Hall of Famer 006. And Zeus, I hope I get some pictures when you're reunited with your family and I can show them again. Zeus and Chris, congratulations. You are the pets of the game. Okay, this is a good show. Great. I'm happy. I'm excited. The Blues are making you excited. They actually play in about 2 hours, 3 hours. So I got to kick ass and get this out in time for you to watch it before it comes up. Just know that I am bleeding blue with you guys, left and right and center. Don't forget the contest. Get in your submissions. You need 50 submissions. And as of right now, I have 3. And nobody has gotten the right answers to all the questions yet. One person came close, missed one, but nobody's gotten all the right answers yet. Though I may give them credit for that one, because the one of them they missed was a Bluenote fan report question. Get your questions in. These cards are great. It's going to be fun opening them, right? And even if you don't open them, I would take them and just frame them. Someday they're going to be worth money, and even if they're not, you can always put a note, one on the Bluenote fan report. That'll mean a lot sometime. Well, Blues fans, I love you. Got to get going. Ari! Oh, Miss Ari! That's right, Ari. We say, let's go Blues, because we're going to beat the Rangers. Aloha, mahalo, and I'll see you when I'm bleeding blue.